Welcome to the Nice Hair Podcast. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Haley.
We are two girls committed to being nice,
To hair and business.
and to keeping it real.
We are rolling and action. Perfect. Hello.
Welcome.
How are you guys?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so far away from my mic.
I know we've got a different setup today.
Oh, thanks.
And normally
Dylan wants us to eat our microphones.
No, I just like to almost like make out with the microphone. My lips always touch it, and pretty sure the new seating structure is so I don't pass germs onto anybody else that uses this
I don't think that's why.
microphone. It probably is why.
You could sanitize these, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you like throw them in the washer?
No.
You just spray them with alcohol,
You
probably?
just buy a new cover.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I have a client who works at Spanga, the like fitness place, and she has like a headset microphone, and she gets like pissed AF if somebody uses her microphone because you get like so sweaty and gross when you
Yeah, that's
work
like
out.
somebody else using like your workout headphones.
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah, and a microphone too. She's like literally wrote it
Yeah, and
dirty.
you know when you're like sweating, you're like, and you're like spitting everywhere.
No, that's gross.
Disgusting.
I don't even know why anyone would want to borrow something like that from someone else.
I agree. How were your guys' holidays?
They were good. We moved, and yeah, we're doing good. How about you?
It was so relaxing. We took a lot of time off from the salon, and it was just great.
That's a healthy thing.
I know. I think next year I'm going to completely take the week, like between Christmas and New Year's off. We worked like, I think we had 3 clients. So it was like 1 client one day, 2 clients another day. But I think next year we're just going to mark it off completely and call it a day.
I do feel like you have to get ahead of that quicker than later because
Yeah.
I've found that if I like in September or October don't make intentional plans for my holiday season,
Oh yeah, you're
it's
screwed.
too late.
It's definitely
it's too
because
late.
people start booking holiday in like August
And
and
you-
September for sure.
You don't realize it because it's like one client at a time.
Yeah.
And like I have my assistant do a lot of my bookings. So sometimes I won't even, look
Yeah.
at it until I'm like, oh, I don't have a single day off.
I have a lot of travel this year, and it's already funny. Like that I've already marked it off, and it's funny how quickly your schedule already is like filling up.
Or how you're like, somebody asked me about a May 5th date the other day, and I was like, I automatically knew I can't do that, and it's January. But
Yeah.
like, you just
Yeah.
know. And
You're
it's
like,
not that I'm
oh.
booked until then, obviously, but there's just certain things that I'm like, that date for whatever reason.
I've had some people asking for like June and July appointments. I'm like, I don't know. I can't book you that far yet.
I agree.
And I'm sorry.
I agree.
Mentally, if something comes up, I need to be able to just not have to worry about moving clients. So
I agree.
I'll kind
There's
of
like a fine line between pre-booking and then not allowing clients to book out like for the rest of the year. Like I booked 2
don't do
appointments
that.
out.
Yeah,
That's
I
as
booked
much
2
as I'll do.
appointments out too. Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't allow people to book out for the year, but I know a lot of people that do.
I think it's if you were on a scale
Yeah.
that Mike just got real low, Dylan. Okay, thanks. If you're on a scale, I feel like closing your books is like the ultimate mistake, or being like not accepting new clients.
I agree.
And then on the opposite of that, pre-booking clients out for more than 3 appointments is like the opposite mistake of that.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I agree.
Because you're selling yourself short either way.
100%. And like, there's just nothing knowing like okay, I already have an appointment in November.
Right.
No, get out
No.
of here.
Also, people lock in prices that way too. So
Yes.
So say you for whatever reason. Oh, here's a perfect example. Say the price of hair extensions that you order from changes June, and you have somebody booked out till September. Well, you have to adjust your pricing for that. And if they book their appointments,
Totally.
at the beginning of the year, and then all of a sudden it's September and they're like, oh, well, when I booked my appointments, like I budgeted this all out for
Right.
all my appointments.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Sorry.
that's a valid point,
It is.
but also my pricing changed. So
Yeah.
it kind of helps control stuff like that, I think.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Let's actually do the other topic because I feel like we've first, the extension client.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
We have 2 topics today. But obviously we're going to do them in 2 separate episodes. So this episode, we're going to talk about what an extension client looks like, not physically, but what the characteristics of them are. Who is an extension client? Why would someone choose to wear hair extensions? Specifically, what is referred to as permanent hair extensions.
And why isn't someone a good fit
Yes.
for hair extensions? I think it's important to talk to your ideal client, but it's also important to distinguish who your client is not.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just as important. I think too, sometimes people feel like they might be interested in hair extensions or feel like it's something they desire or want, but they don't see themselves as someone who would show up on Haley and I's Instagram page, or who would be someone whose face would be on the Natural Beaded Rose page. So I want people to kind of understand, I think, the reasoning behind wearing hair extensions, but also what these people are like and what they do and who they are. And
I think a lot of people have a misconception of who hair extensions are for. They're for super wealthy women. They're for, you know what I mean? And
I agree.
there's such a misconception there, because if you look across the board at my clients, they're very, very different. I have some girls that they're budgeting so tight and so specific for each appointment. Like they need a price quote every time they're coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have some women who I could tell them it was $4,000 every single time and they wouldn't bat an eye.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on the client. And so it's just interesting. You know, I have everybody from your business owner to your corporate businesswoman to a stay-at-home mom. It's just, I think this is such a good topic because, like I said, I just think there are very big misconceptions about who can wear extensions, who can afford them. To me, it's all about prioritizing what's important to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's about so many other different things that women do as far as self-care. It would be like kind of taking a look at the type of women who get regular facials, or the type of women who get their nails done regularly, or get a spray tan regularly, or anything. I think the ultimate underlying feature of all the women that we have as clients is a self-care aspect.
I would agree.
I think that for whatever reason, and for as many clients as we have, there's as many different reasons, but I feel like that is the root of a lot of this, is that for them, it makes them show up and look a way that allows them to be a better functioning person.
Mm-hmm.
in whatever job or aspect that they do. Like Haley said, I have clients who are stay-at-home moms. I have clients who are gynecologists. I have clients who are pilots. So I don't think it so much matters what you do, but how self-care reflects in your everyday life.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Because self-care is such like a buzzword, I think. You know what I mean? And people are like,
especially right now, like everybody's way into like
self-care.
Self-care.
And that can be like
annoying.
Yoga, meditation. Yeah. Like it can be anything.
Well, and you're going to make whatever's a priority to you, you're going to make time and you're going to put money towards it, no matter what it is. And for a lot of these women, and I would say probably 80% of my clients do wear extensions because they feel like they have some type of a problem with their hair.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just one way that they can help themselves feel confident. And for many of them, you cannot put a dollar amount on that feeling. They feel like when they're wearing their hair extensions that they like that's who they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I know
I would agree.
Even for me personally, like when I went down to 1 row, I loved wearing 1 row, but like I just feel like long 3-row Haley is who I'm supposed to be.
I would agree. And I love in the same way, every time I get 22-inch extensions, I cut 3 inches off of them.
Yeah, you do. I was just looking at your ends. I was like, she cut those since we last did them.
Yeah. So it's like, I think you find what makes you feel like you're in your essence, whatever that special like feeling is, and you settle into that and you're like, this makes me function better as me, whatever that feeling is. And for me, it's a specific length, of hair. But I completely am fine admitting that I show up as a different person with a different attitude when I don't feel pretty. And I think that's every single woman.
For sure. And obviously, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, 100%. But you can tell the difference between a woman who feels confident, not just in who she is, but in how she looks, just by how they walk into the door, how they walk into a room. You can see a woman who doesn't feel confident, whether that's in her looks or like who she is as a person. And there's nothing sexier than a confident woman. And hair can do that. As silly and vain, especially I think men don't really understand that a lot of times.
They understand that they like it, I think, but they don't understand where
what
it comes from
is
within.
For sure. I think some do, especially
my husband does.
Especially for men who have watched their wives struggle with their hair, or like they know how important, like their wife talks every day. I hate how my hair looks. I hate my hair so thin. If my hair were thicker, this is how I would feel. And then all of a sudden their wife comes home with this thick, beautiful hair that she's always dreamed of. She is a different woman. And that's like so hot to a husband, also, to a boyfriend, to whoever.
That takes up some pressure off of not only a relationship, I think, but that takes some pressure off of a partner, because it's no longer that partner's job to build that person up so much on a daily basis, or to help carry.
That's so good. You're so right.
Or to help carry the load of building them up, or empathizing with the, the lack of confidence that they have. It's like, that's just all wiped away in a sense, because, and I know that because I've had that feeling, like I've been that like, oh my gosh, I feel gross, or I don't feel pretty or whatever. But like when you instantly change that with something like hair extensions or a new outfit for some people or Botox for some people or whatever, when you instantly change that, it's no longer a part of the discussion, and you and your partner, you and your relationship can then move up, move on, move beyond
from, yeah. And it's not something that's like small or little, but you're able to take something that
seems from the outside
small,
insignificant. Yeah.
For sure. And you're able to like move on and focus on other things because you're showing up confident and beautiful.
And it's just no longer a part of the discussion, because you're like problem solved onto something better, or onto something we both enjoy or relate to. Because when it's something in you that you feel like other people might be focusing on, or you feel lacking in, and this is totally a first world problem, do not get me wrong. But when it's something that you really just feel that insecure about, it takes up energy and space in your head that is then blocked off for that thought of, if I wish I had better hair. I just wish
I was firsthand
actually
experience with this.
I wanted to get Dylan's perspective
because before Taylor met you, she had shitty hair and literally always talked about it. And it got to the point where I was just like, stop. I can't hear about this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like,
you do care, but you're like, I don't even know what to do.
You think she's beautiful regardless.
Exactly. Like, I still am into it. So like, it's not a big deal to me.
Right.
So I can't help you. What am I going to do? You know what I mean?
It almost like because guys like to fix things. Guys are like
Yes.
fixers, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Right.
Except hand her the credit card.
That's why I'm Dylan's best friend, because
Right.
when Taylor comes home yesterday,
Yeah.
Dylan's like, thank you, Hannah, because Taylor comes home like, hi, babe.
Yeah. Like, and you know, after she started getting her hair done, she was.
It's just
much
not a
easier to
conversation.
handle.
Yeah.
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 It's not even an issue. You don't hear about her hair unless it's how good it looks.
Yeah. It's you nailed it when you said like it takes a lot of stress away. And it really does, because I don't have to worry about how am I going to handle this fragile ego.
Building her up or
Right.
reminding her in a different way that might penetrate through to her brain for her to understand she's beautiful. Like there's no more angling in about like shaking someone. How do I get you to understand you're awesome or you're beautiful? Because it's like she needed to know that, you know? And that's so many things I think we struggle with, and emotions that play out in our outward dealings with the world is it's really not about the world ever.
Yeah.
It's always about us, you know, but like, because people love us or because, you know, they're in committed relationships, they struggle when we struggle, you know?
Yeah.
And I think this sounds so serious and deep because it is that serious to a woman, you know, like it really is. If that's what's important to her, that's what's important. And it's not like
when I was, and I've probably talked about this before, but my dad is like a man's man. Like he could care less about fashion. To him, hair is like, okay, whatever. But when I changed my business into extensions only, he could not wrap his head around it.
I love how mind blown he is.
He so mind blown because he's like, you are building a business on something that is so unnecessary and it is preying on women's insecurities. And
which are both true statements if
the intention is wrong.
Yeah, if it's written on a piece of paper and that's all someone sees.
So, and we had a sit down conversation. I still remember I was sitting at their kitchen counter and I was like, Dad, like, I understand how you feel that way, but think of a confident woman. Like think of her, again, I use like the room analogy. Think of her walking in a room. You cannot put a dollar sign on that for her. And yes, it is preying on their insecurity, essentially, if that's the way you're looking at it. But I fully believe 100% that I'm helping these women. And if they're not a right fit, I'm going to tell them. I'm not like trying to just take people's money and screw them over.
Yeah.
Like I know the feeling, and I know the woman that walks into my chair and the woman that leaves my chair, they are two different women. And to me, I'm not preying on an insecurity. I'm helping build confidence. So I think it's all on the perspective.
I think you could say that about literally anything.
100%. That's what they say.
My mom's a nurse. You
Right.
could say she's preying on sick people. You could say that. Because she's
saving lives.
Because she's helping people
Right.
who are sick
She's preying on sick
get
people.
from sick to not sick. That she's preying on sick people. And because we're helping women who are insecure or don't like their hair, go
Right.
from insecure, not liking their hair, to confident liking their hair. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, but that's that's what they talk about in selling. Like it's not selling if you truly believe in what you're offering somebody and how it can help them. That has to be your focus. That's why
maybe that's why it's so like, I'm blinded by it because
I
I'm like,
agree.
I don't understand how it's wrong.
If my dad came and tried to sell you hair extensions, you'd be like, who is this skeezy guy trying to tell me that my hair looks like shit and like I need hair extensions? But coming from like me, who I'm like, I am telling you, like my hair grows slower than molasses. And I like that feeling that I get when my hair is like long and beautiful. Like I cannot put words on it. Like I
brings
can't
you
put
joy.
a price tag on it. Yeah. It brings you joy. Like, because I believe in what I'm offering. So it doesn't feel like selling to me. It doesn't feel inauthentic or like I'm trying to rip somebody off, because I wholeheartedly believe in what I'm able to offer and what I'm able to do for someone.
I absolutely think too, the distinguishing factor here is that we're taking something that we're offering a solution to someone who already realizes what is going on with them is perceived as a problem.
Right.
So these women are saying, I have crappy hair. I don't like my hair. That's a problem to them. We're not putting Nair in people's shampoo bottles.
Right.
We're not going around chopping off ponytails.
No.
You know what I mean? So there's no malice in it. There's nothing we're doing except saying, hey, I've noticed a lot of women want better hair. Like I can offer you that.
Right.
All we're doing is solving a problem. That's why I don't look at it in your dad's way where he's like, I can't believe you're preying on these people. We're not preying on anyone. It's not like I'm knocking door to door saying, your hair looks like shit. I could really help you.
Well, and I should, in my dad's defense, I think he's changed his view on it.
Your dad's an angel.
He really is. But when I first started, it was like,
he was mind blown. He was shook.
He really was. And he was like, is this going to be something that is sustainable for the long haul? Like, is it worth, like especially when I was letting go of clients, he's like, okay, but because it was different than anything he'd ever known.
Also, it would be like telling someone in 1796 when the Bill of Rights was signed that.
Are we gonna fact check history right now?
Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. It would be like telling Paul Revere when America was first being founded that within 200 years there would be people on the moon. It's like just because it doesn't sound like it is possible to someone else,
do you think
doesn't mean it's not possible? Yes, I am comparing us to going to the moon.
I'm asking, do you really think we went to the moon?
Yeah.
Dylan?
I don't have any reason not to believe that.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
You think we did?
The video may have been
I'm not into
a thing. The video may have been produced in a Hollywood studio. Possibly, probably not. But we definitely went.
We went there.
I
don't know. I don't have an opinion on it. I was just curious. I know it's like a controversial thing. Conspiracy theories. I'm into them.
And my kids are vaxxed. 100%.
So is Ava.
There are mirrors on the moon that you can hit with lasers. They aim telescopes at them.
Oh, I was about to say, me and Mikey have a telescope at home. It's baller.
Wait, what do you mean? You can see mirrors?
Yeah.
Like
we
the
can
mirrors
look
are
up,
just there?
No.
Observatories.
At the moon.
Yeah, NASA put them up there. Yeah. Observatories use them to
do you guys know that if you went into a shuttle and orbited the Earth for 2 weeks and came back down, it would be 10 years later?
Say that one more time.
It's really hard to conceive. It's really, really, really hard to conceive because time passes at the rate of, this is true. I'm not making this up. Time passes at the rate of what
it's relative to where it's the theory of relativity.
Yeah. So if we were to put Haley, you and Sadie in a space shuttle and send you girls up to orbit the Earth.
Okay. For 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
14 days.
You would come back down and I would be 43.
I'm not sure.
And not 33. Swear to God.
I don't think the Earth has enough gravity to create that much of a time dilation.
Something like that. It's not time travel into where you're traveling backwards. It's the relativity of time passing by.
You guys,
I know this is getting fucking
This will get really weird and really in depth. But basically
somebody's going to hate me.
Things with a lot of gravity.
Which is Earth.
Yeah. But since we're on Earth, we're experiencing that gravity pull and time dilation all the time. So that's normal for us. So when you leave it, you experience a different dilation in time because different gravity.
And you wouldn't have to bring enough food for like 10 years.
You just need enough food.
Because it would only be 2 weeks.
So the Earth, so satellites that are in orbit, we have to add an algorithm in their internal clocks to keep their clocks the same as our clocks here because of that time dilation.
But we also know too. It's not that. It may be not that drastic, maybe 5. But we also know too by measuring time going by on that satellite or whatever. We also know too that time is moving differently.
Yes.
Per that satellite's experience.
It can happen with speed or with gravity.
That's why we use light years as a distance Like it's fucking weird.
I honestly,
we went
like,
to the
I don't
moon.
even know what to say. I'm like speechless because I think I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't try to understand a lot of stuff, but like when I get little tiny bits of understanding like that, I'm like, I see the science in it and kind of how it is. And like, I don't fucking understand how it happens, but like, I see that it's a real thing. But also, yes, we went to the moon. It's really hard. It's easy to
I don't
say
have
we
a thought or
didn't.
an opinion on it.
It's
one way
easy
or the
to say
other.
we didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because people are dicks and they just want to prove stuff wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, science is fun.
Science
Anyways.
is weird. Anyways, back to
Theory of relativity. Look into it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look into it. I'm just going to trust your guys' judgment.
I feel like sometimes when people look as outsiders into any type of niche job like ours, they're like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way you can make a living doing that.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
And you like hear of people starting businesses all of the time and you're like,
Anything.
how is there a demand for that? But there is. And that's
There
what
is.
is crazy about the day and age that we live in. You can literally have a job doing anything,
Yes.
especially with the internet and with social media right now.
And if you can find a connecting factor or source, as we have with our clients, which is if you start back at the beginning, our clients, they want self-confidence. They feel like they would move around their life better.
Yeah. Which is even
they felt prettier.
the same thing with like hair color and a haircut.
Mhm.
It's the same principle. This is just in a bigger
It's
scale.
more magnified.
Yeah.
And you can start there and then you realize that's a huge, I would say 80% of women, feel like they could change their hair in some way and feel better. And then if you market that down to like a lot of women want either more hair or longer hair, that's still a large group of people.
Right.
And then that's kind of when you jump at the opportunity of just making connections with women and letting women be drawn to you and then
Right.
offering the best services you can offer. And like, that's a home run. But it is funny to think about. There's a gazillion different reasons why women would wear hair extensions. And there's a gazillion different reasons for people to not understand why they would.
Yeah.
Also with this topic too, I think it's interesting to discuss why women would want to wear something like NBR or Haley's now doing invisible beaded row.
Oh my gosh. Don't say that I'm doing it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I'm
Reverse.
trying to learn.
Okay, sorry. A beaded weft hair extension method. Okay.
I'm like a week into my training and I almost regret starting.
I saw that you were like learning, but I didn't know. It's like,
oh, okay. Can we talk about this for a second?
Yeah, no, I'm super.
Okay.
I wanted to put it out there so that we could plug you.
Okay. I need you to learn it also so you can do it.
I'm very interested in it.
Okay. I'm learning.
Is it an online course?
Yeah.
Okay, so I could just do it.
Yeah. You have to apply though. It's like the same thing as NBR, and it took them like a month to get to like schedule my consultation call.
Okay. Maybe
I'll walk you through the process.
Okay.
Maybe we can do another like mini episode where I can like go super. Maybe that's what we should do.
Yeah. Maybe you can walk
I can
me through
talk
it.
through.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that. Like document my journey through this podcast.
Yes.
And that's why I was like talking about it on social media, because I think it's easy for, stylists who are just getting into extensions and seeing, like we have an extension only clientele, and that seems very unfathomable to them. And because like they weren't there in the beginning when I was like building up to be where I've gotten to now.
It's not like one day we flipped a switch. Like it was a gradual.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like talking about it. 'Cause I'm like, okay, I might as well like share my journey with this new method and how frustrated I am. I was sitting on my couch crying, and Ava had to come over and give me like a high school football team locker room speech. Like, no, Mom, you will not quit. You will get that
Ava.
row stitched before we leave for Taekwondo tonight. You just need to go take Bobby on a walk, do a lap, and come back in with a different attitude.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Like
And these are two very
frustrated.
What Haley's talking about, just to clarify too, Haley and I do a very specific method of extensions that is this step, this step, this step.
Yeah.
And what Haley's talking, so that's called natural beaded rows. Haley has started doing invisible bead
extensions. So it's very similar to MBR.
This step, this step, this step, but they're different steps.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very similar to MBR in the sense that the premise is the same. It's a beaded row that you stitch hand-tied hair to. Now, there are different beads. There are different ways to stitch the hair. And let me tell you, I went into it with
because we're experts.
With such a cocky attitude.
We're experts. I don't know if you know, but we know things.
When I would feel
the same way. I'm so glad that
when I got approved for my class, they're like, okay, you should have access to the course like this weekend.
Haley's like, I'm going to be teaching this course in like 6 weeks.
I truly was expecting to, and I know better than this. And I think that's why it pissed me off so bad. I know better than to like approach a new thing this way, but I still did. And I really thought, okay, I'll watch the videos one day. I'll practice a couple times on a mannequin the next day. I'll submit everything that I need to. And then like, I'll be good to go. Like I really thought
you just broke my heart because that's how I feel.
I really thought I would tackle it within a weekend, if not a week. Like I thought for sure it would take me a week.
Same.
I got like 6 hours in because I kept having to walk away and come back. And then I'd have to go take a lap around the neighborhood and cry and then come back. And then Ava had to yell at me. And I still haven't picked up my doll head since. And I have to do it later today. And I'm honestly dreading it. I don't like not being good at things. And I freaking suck. I suck at IVE right now. I will be good at it. Like talk to me next month and I will be good at it.
No, it's awesome.
But right now, oh my gosh. And it's like the training's great. I love how she's like set everything up. So it's just me and my cocky attitude. Like I was like up here and now I'm like, here's like sea level and I'm like on the bottom of the floor, oxygenless.
That's what makes us good though. You know, like sometimes
so bad.
It's your time to take your slice of humble pie.
Oh, it was like not the slice. It was the whole pie. It was
smashed in
5 pie. Yeah.
Haley had to make the humble pie and then eat it. Mm-hmm. No, it's fascinating though. And I think it's so good too, when you are a specialist or when you've mastered something, to see the fear and do it anyways, to see something else like a new method or a new way of doing something that you're already currently doing, but that might benefit you in some way and say, what do I have to lose by trying this?
Yeah. And I've, because of course, as soon as you start talking about it, everybody's like, oh my gosh, are you unhappy with MBR? Like, what's going on? Why are you switching? I'm not switching.
It's not black and white like that.
Yeah. You guys, like, I have no issues with MBR. I love the method. I don't have issues with my clients. Like I could continue doing MBR for the next like 30 years and I'd be great. Like I have taken a lot of time to learn it and I'm very, very happy with it. However, the one thing I don't like about MBR are the end beads on some of my fine-haired clients.
Girl.
They really struggle at whether it's like at the beginning of the appointment or as they grow out, they struggle being able to not see those, especially if they wear their hair back. So
same
with IBE, with this new method, you can't see any of the beads. The grow out is so beautiful. And I know quite a few girls who have learned and are very successful with MBR that have started offering it. And like, that's their preferred method now. So I've just kind of been watching for, I would say like the last 6 months or so, just kind of like I'd been seeing it and I've been watching people go through the training. I was like, okay, like this is something that I'm willing to try. And
I don't think you can ever have too many tools either.
I agree. And I want to be able to offer the best, whatever that is. Like I want to be able to offer that to my clientele. Will I switch my entire clientele from MBR to IB? I don't know. Because right now, my poor doll head, based on the results that I have right now, no. I won't be switching anybody to IVE.
But you couldn't say that at the beginning of MBR either.
Oh my gosh, no. And that's what Ava was like, kept reminding me of. She was like, Mommy, when you first started doing MBR, you really sucked. And she's like, and I know, because you put those beads on my head and they hurt.
You're like, I'm sorry.
Like, Ava, I know. So she's like, you used to cry when you did MBR too. Yeah. And she's right.
And I think too, it's not like Haley is the only person to start something and to be sucky at it, and then to start something else and be sucky at it. And then to be good at both of them and then offer both of them. I'm training with a girl this month that offers 2 different methods depending on who is best fitted with what. You know, it's there's never too many tools.
Yes. And I agree. So I am very excited. I promise you guys the next time, maybe not the next time we record, but maybe like 2 or 3 times after that, I will be singing a completely different tune. I will figure it out. I don't know if I'll ever master it because I still don't feel like I've technically mastered MBR.
Well, you'll be a teacher.
I will be good at it,
which will help you.
I promise you. You heard it here first. I will be good at it. It just might take a while.
That's the power of I am too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of power in that.
Oh, I know. I wholeheartedly
I
agree.
will be good at it. I am going to master it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I'll be singing a different song. I might be crying a lot along the way.
I'm excited for you.
Thanks, me too. It's going to be hopefully funner than it was the other day.
No, it'll get better.
It will. I know it will.
But I think a client that's suited for a method, like either of these methods, may have their own journeys and their own struggles with hair extensions, even though they're not offering them. I think Haley and I can both say that we have a lot of clients that have either transitioned to us because they get a little taste of hair extensions with either clip-ins or
tape-ins.
Tape-ins. Well, tape-ins are a permanent method. More like clip-ins or like a halo extension, which is
I see what you're saying.
Which is like a headband kind of, or like wigs or like clip-in things. And I think those are a totally different thing. Those are what is referred to as kind of like a temporary hair extension because you can take them off at any given moment.
Right.
Whereas what Haley and I do are a permanent method, which means that a professional typically has to remove and install them. So I think just like Haley's journey with her different types of methods that she's offering to clients often find us because there's so many different ways to kind of get introduced to hair extensions. And at some point they realize like either my clip-ins or my halo or my wig is uncomfortable and painful, but I love the way it looks. And maybe there's somebody who's good at this that can help me.
Right.
And so it's kind of just a journey for everyone, I think, when you're talking about
one of my friends, she has been debating MBR for a really long time. And she's worn I think she's worn clip-ins, but then she went to tape-ins and really loved them. Well, one of my friends who does MBR, she just did her extensions and I like messaged her last night. I was like, can you please send me a picture? It's been like a couple days. And she's like, I am so mad. I waited so long to pull the trigger on this. She's like, this is my dream hair. It's everything I've ever wanted. I don't know why I waited. And it was like
conditioner by my scalp.
Yes. And I was like jumping up and down. Like I was so excited. Her hair looks beautiful. So it's just funny. Like, I don't know. You don't know what you know until you know better. You
really don't. And I think that it's neat. I think it's neat to feel connected to all of our clients and anyone along this process at all, whether you're wearing clip-ins or a wig or whether you're Haley and I and you do hair. I think it's neat to understand how we're all connected and all like a little hair family that is like committed to just showing up better through the way that we look, but showing up better like as people and not being like throwing shade at anybody because of that. Because it's like, at the end of the day, we all want to look our best. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. You like look good, you feel good, you do better. And
yeah. And that's women across the board, whether they're professionals who own a business, like Haley said, or they're a gym teacher, or they're a dog groomer or whatever. Like
they stay home. Like you
can make it work for any type of lifestyle if it's
A priority.
yes, it is
It
a
just has to
priority.
be a priority, and everybody's priorities are different. There was a time in my life where I would have never worn hair extensions.
Me neither.
I would have been like, "You are crazy." I would never take that much time out to focus on me. So I think it all comes also in like waves, and I think there's a season where, people just aren't in that season.
Also, I think the more that you spend time around people who are at an elevated way of functioning in their life and not apologizing about it, you surround yourself with people who are doing what they need to do and what they want to do to be better, and there's no sorry, and I think things become more normal at that point then, because it's like hair extensions are so normal to us now. If we see literally if we see a mannequin head or wefts of hair laying about, it's there's not even a millisecond of pause in our day. If I were to take a mannequin head or wefts of hair and take them to my husband's shop, who's an electrical lineman, if I were to put those like in their work truck or at their job site, they'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like they would think like a dead animal was sitting somewhere because like the wefts of hair, or they would be creeped out by this mannequin head. So it's like, it's relative to what you surround yourself with and what's normal to you. And I think if, just like anything else, if you surround yourself with people that are, I don't know, doing stuff that you like in a healthy, good, upward moving way, it's a good thing. I brought Haley a party drink for the new year.
It's really good.
If you're watching on YouTube, you just saw her face.
It's very tangy, and you can like feel it in your jaw.
It literally pierces right here, in
it's
the
like
back.
right here for me. Like
It's a raspberry ale.
And I don't like beer, but it's like
it's almost not a beer.
It's almost not. Yeah. It's almost like a, I said, I was like, I feel like Catholics drink this at communion because it's like a sparkling
raspberry Jesus blood.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like when you go to the shaved ice thing and you want tiger's blood, but you're like, I want the raspberry sparkling Jesus blood, please.
It is. Yeah.
And
I'm like weird with sour things, but it's like almost like a Jolly Rancher. I don't know. It's like intriguing. Like you can't stop drinking it, but like
it's like a fuzzy.
It makes me make a weird face.
It's like a fuzzy, tangy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost more like a frothy kind of soda with alcohol in it. I don't know.
Sour soda.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. But you don't drink like more than like a glass or two, and you're like, all right,
I'm good.
Yeah. Like those little Skittles glands back there that bite you when you eat Skittles.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They're like exercised so hard that they're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think that we covered extension clients and who they are, what they do.
We got a little off topic, so
it's
hope
okay.
You guys, liked our moon talk and
but
my
sometimes
IBE struggle.
It's okay. No, sometimes I look at other things from the outside looking in, and I think like, working out is a perfect example. I'm surrounded by tons of people that work out now.
Yeah.
And I never have been in my whole life. But it was,
but now you work out.
Yeah. It was something that I was like, okay, well, a lot of people that I get a lot of good energy from and I like spending time with do this thing that is really scary to me. I don't even know if it's something someone like me does. And then I'm like, well, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Everybody can do fitness.
Yeah, and I was really goofy.
Everybody can do hair extensions.
Yeah, I was really goofy and scared when I first started doing it. I'm like, I don't even know if this is the right place I should be working out. I don't even know if I need a personal trainer or if I'm doing this right.
Now you're a bro.
Now I'm the same me. I'm just not as jiggly, and it feels good.
Yes, you just
my butt's a little harder.
Tightened everything up.
Yeah,
and get it right, get it tight.
And that's the thing is, after a while, you're just like. You get over that and you're like, yeah, I work out.
Yeah. I like to do squats.
I don't like doing squats, but I do them.
Yeah, they do wonders for your butt.
They really do. They really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you next week. Hope you loved hanging out with us.
Also, if you like this, please subscribe and comment.
Yeah, we suck at asking for like subscribing, liking, commenting.
But we're getting
sharing.
better.
Yeah, we're going to get better. That's our like 2020 goal.
Don't act like you don't like listening to us.
Like, subscribe. What is it?
Like, subscribe, comment below.
Comment below.
Comment below. Only if it's nice.
And we'll see you next week. We'll be wearing the same outfit.
Yep.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.